worker? Yup, also a single mom. They hit it off while doing outdoor stuff like biking and hiking. Then came the big idea, a thrilling rafting escapade. They jumped on board with excitement, meticulously planned every detail, and off they went on this epic adventure. After an hour had passed, they arrived at their designated spot, where they secured a pair of rafting boats. The scorching heat of summer heightened the excitement within their group. Paddling through the cool waters, they found themselves immersed in a breathtaking scenic wonderland. Meanwhile, their children delighted in the entire experience. Their journey through the initial rapids was a display of their adeptness in navigation. However, as they approached a more formidable bend in the river, a tinge of uneasiness crept in. Despite this, their confidence in their rafting skills remained unshaken. Sadly, during their attempt to negotiate the bend, their boat collided with an unseen underwater rock. The collision led to an unexpected turn of events, as one of them lost balance and plunged into the water, struggling against the relentless current. As her boat drifted away, fear intensified, and the deeper waters made breathing a struggle. Frantically attempting to resurface proved futile, her diminishing strength adding to the anguish. Slowly slipping into unconsciousness, she found herself sinking beneath the water's surface, enveloped by an eerie stillness. The only audible sound resonating in the darkness was the rhythmic thumping of her own heartbeat. Amidst this surreal tranquility, she began revisiting the chapters of her life journey, from her resilient childhood to her commendable role as a devoted single mother. Initially gripped by panic, a transition to contemplation occurred, leading her to consider submitting to her dire circumstances. At that precise moment, a mysterious force gripped her clothing, raising her swiftly to the water's surface, almost as though a new lease on life had been granted. Embraced by the warmth of the sun and comforted by the gentle breeze, she found herself facing a majestic tree. Its leaves rustled as if whispering to her, and an inexplicable connection ensued, synchronizing her breath with the trees. The world around her burst into life, vivid colors adoring every element in nature. Her vision seemed enhanced, capturing every minute detail with astonishing clarity. A tiny bird soared above, its melodic song resonating deeply within her, forging a connection to its infectious joy. It felt as if she had merged seamlessly with the world, perceiving it from multiple angles. Concurrently, she observed events unfolding beneath her. Her son emerged from the water, drenched but seemingly unharmed. Contrarily, her lifeless body lay submerged, no longer drawing breath. However, rather than sorrow or pain, an overwhelming sense of peace enveloped her, signaling a departure from her former life. In a moment of urgency, she found herself watching her son seek assistance from others. An inexplicable bond allowed her to sense his fear and apprehension. Driven by sheer determination, her son, safely ensconced in a life jacket, ardently pursued rescue efforts. Suddenly, a colossal figure materialized, radiating an overwhelming sensation of love. Recognizing this presence as God, his comforting smile reassured her, his words carrying immense weight. "My child, welcome home. I've witnessed your toil and sacrifices. You need not worry, for I shall never abandon you." An invitation to explore a celestial garden ensued, where captivating conversations unfolded while walking among fantastical beings and foliage. The beauty of this paradise revealed stunning details. Some creatures basking in the sun's tender embrace emitted soft, jewel-like glimmers, casting a mysterious aura across the landscape. A butterfly's kaleidoscopic wings, each glowing differently, captivated the audience. She felt like she was in a fairy tale surrounded by exotic plants, including a tree with a blue-purple trunk and fragrant leaves. She felt joy and deep peace in this magical garden, as if the world had embraced a tender and mesmerizing beauty. It struck her deeply that these extraordinary sights would forever be in her memory. She explored the garden, each with its own story and mystery, guided by God. In one corner, a small rabbit happily nibbled grass. A cute squirrel, as if searching for treasure, symbolized good fortune elsewhere. Every creature and plant had its own lore and symbolism, making paradise enchanting. God gave her a choice: to stay in paradise and enjoy its eternal beauty and joy, or to return to her loved ones. She struggled with this choice, torn between an eternal paradise and her loved ones. She knew she had to choose, but she was comforted by God's love and presence. She chose to return to earth, which she believed was right. God nodded and smiled at her as she left. Her soul left heaven slowly, carried by an unseen force. She felt like she was soaring, and the scenery became clearer. She saw turquoise oceans, lush forests, and billowing clouds, God's guidance to return to earth. As time passed, her body became heavier, signaling her soul's reunion. She rose to the surface with unwavering determination after a powerful energy surge revitalized her. Her determination kept her going despite her chest pain. She supported with all her heart, providing the necessary fortitude. Her breathing settled, and her lungs felt better. She trembled as she reached the rugged shore, but she was elated when she did. She heard her son's voice on the familiar, soothing shore. He rushed to her side with worried tourists and embraced her in a tearful embrace, looking relieved. She reassured him of her safety by patting his back, allaying his fears. The administrator ensured prompt medical attention, and the doctor found no serious injuries, only a need for a few days of rest. She was grateful to God and her helpers. Her son's love and constant presence brought comfort and joy to the hospital, a precious gift. This experience reminded her of her blessings and the need to persevere for her son, demonstrating her motherhood's strength. She often thanked God for the second chance. She confidently declared God's love, feeling blessed to know He was always there for her. I appreciate your time and attention. We appreciate your help. If this story captivated you and you want more, please subscribe to our channel. This ensures you won't miss future adventures, insights, and inspiring stories. Explore human wonders with our community. Stay connected to a world of inspiration with your subscription and notifications to keep enjoying heartfelt stories. Thanks for being a valued viewer. In his younger days, Mark Patterson showed an incredible sensitivity to things beyond the ordinary. He had this knack for understanding people on a different level, like seeing this glow or energy surrounding them, often referred to as an aura. But there was this one unforgettable incident from his teenage years, a party in high school that changed everything. At just 16, after drinking way too much, he ended up collapsing from a massive amount of alcohol in the bathroom of the Canterbury Inn Suite in Corville, Iowa, experiencing a sudden cardiac arrest and losing consciousness. During that time he was out cold, something extraordinary happened. Mark had this encounter with his late grandfather, Russell. You know how people say that departed grandparents become guardian angels? Well, in this surreal moment, Mark found himself meeting his grandfather amidst this bright light. And that's not all. He was greeted by 7 angels, each with wingspans stretching 14 feet, who guided him into this room that looked like a holographic display showing his entire life story. In that intense review, those angels emphasized the powerful connection between love and life experiences. They pointed out how forgiveness is this incredible way of sharing love with others. In an enigmatic encounter, he faced a towering entity resembling Abu Simbel, Egypt's monumental figures, biblical giants, and cinematic Anunnaki. This powerful being weaved an Asahedron into his core, reviving him. Russell, the custodian of the original soul, etched with significance from birth to 16, guided the afterlife passage. After this journey, Mark absorbed a flood of information on sound healing, sacred geometry, Platonic solids, and Mess priesthood teachings. The experience was like a tapestry, weaving a narrative thread through his life, emphasizing the absurd idea that life is a continuum. These multifaceted realities harmonize, with consciousness determining which light spectrum facet one perceives, like optical illusions. Augmented cognizance provides a light spectrum panorama and an intimate understanding of existence. Judgment, inferno, and damnation have no place in heaven. According to biblical legend, the inferno was used to instill fear and rule the masses. The omnipresent divinity, known as a higher power, divine intellect, chai, prana, or the quintessence of life, is within everyone. The idyllic fable of celestial recompense persists, but the true boon is embracing one's divinity during human existence, allowing the Holy Spirit to imbue and manifest through one's being. In conferences and expositions, Mark often asked, "Wherefore doth misfortune befall the righteous?" Inside the soul's search for absolution is the answer to love's omnipotence, which transforms predicaments and reveals its boundless love and celestial essence. Unfortunately, embodiment, flesh, intellect, and ego can impair memory. One may cut ties with a malevolent soul only to attract like-minded people in the future due to noxious tendrils of ire and trepidation. Lessons repeat until empathy, clemency, and impartiality are learned. A remarkable event occurred in Mark Patterson's life in 1995-96. An enigmatic woman appeared at 1:30 in the night at 16, a decade after his celestial tryst. She miraculously unraveled his near-death experience, exploring sacred geometry and sound healing. She revealed secret details about his childhood reverie, where his yearnings were hidden in his closet, a poignant allegory that the heart holds all aspirations. Whether one believes in God, a higher force, or Jesus, adversities are crucibles for forgiveness, empathy, compassion, and illumination, bridging the celestial and terrestrial realms. Exploring forgiveness's depth shows its transformative power, selfless love infused with Christian teachings. Atonement, the pursuit of God, guides spiritual alignment. In Gnostic Christianity, hell is the pain of perceived separation from God. The etymology of sin includes missing the mark, and without in Latin. Jesus' original sinlessness challenges the Church's view of sinfulness. Mark disagrees with the exclusivity of Jesus' divine birth, arguing that God is in every soul. He repeats Jesus' claim, "The kingdom of God resides within you, today, in this moment." Pre-Christian stories of Horus, Mena, and Dionys parallel Jesus' virgin births, crucifixions, and resurrections, revealing a common thread. While the resurrection is important, Jesus' crucifixion symbolizes his triumph over the illusion of estrangement from God. Mark emphasizes forgiveness, quoting Jesus' profound plea, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." He contrasts this with the Church's guilt instilling, citing Jesus' boundless love and desire for freedom. Comparing love to Mother Teresa shows its transformative power. According to collective karma, global conflicts stem from collective agreements promoting awakening. Mark asks, when will humanity stop supporting wars and divisive ideas and unite? A Course in Miracles proposes that there are no victims, only willing participants. Mark promotes transcending victimhood to heal the world. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, is mentioned for his many predictions and respect for sound healing. Mark sees sound, especially pure tones, as the future of healing. He suggests using the Hertz generator or frequency generator on iPhones and Android phones to listen to 40 Hz for gamma waves, which elevate consciousness and rejuvenate the body. 174 Hz renews the body, 528 and 432 open the heart and meditate, and 963, the God frequency, brings bliss. Mark emphasizes that audio intention is more powerful than frequency in healing. The complex relationship between emotions and intentions is crucial. It's not just wishing for desires, but fully experiencing them as if they were already a reality. When we express gratitude and believe in ourselves, life is truly magical. Remember, you have an abundance of love, have done no wrong, and are not alone. Encouragement is found in cultivating faith in your capabilities, nurturing self-compassion, and embracing your innate magical essence as a child of the divine. For further guidance, Mark's wisdom awaits at markinpatterson.com, a sanctuary offering empowerment and a pathway to rediscovering your authentic self. Should this narrative strike a chord within you, igniting a desire for more thought-provoking tales and deeply reflective insights, consider subscribing and activating notifications. The journey of exploration into adventures and contemplative musings is an ever-evolving odyssey. An open invitation beckons, inviting you to accompany Mark on this enthralling expedition. Here's to unearthing further revelations and exchanging celebratory toasts along this captivating